Breaking news now. Plans for Operation Lebanon offensive approved by the Israeli army, the military reports. With cross-border exchanges of fire taking place between Israeli forces and the Hezbollah organization, backed by Iran, the Israeli military announced on Tuesday that operational preparations for an offensive in Lebanon have been authorized and validated. In the Northern Command, senior Israeli military officers performed a combined situational assessment. There was an approval and validation of operational plans for an offensive in Lebanon as part of the situational assessment, according to the military. Meetings were held to further enhancing the field readiness of the troops. Hezbollah of Lebanon, an ally of Hamas, and Israel have been engaging in near-daily artillery exchanges since the Palestinian terrorist group's assault on southern Israel on October 7 sparked the Gaza conflict. Separately, Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz had earlier threatened Hezbollah's annihilation in the case of a complete war between the two groups, prompting the departure. Changing the rules of the game against Hezbollah and Lebanon is something we are very close to deciding. This is what Katz had to say: Hezbollah will be destroyed and Lebanon will be hurt hard in a total conflict, as stated by his office. At a press conference earlier this month, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu promised to secure Israel's northern border and indicated that his military was prepared for a heavy operation in Lebanon. The United States sent Special Envoy Amos Hochstein to Lebanon on Tuesday, the day after he spoke with Israeli leaders, to urge an urgent end to the border tensions between the two countries. It has come to light that various Iranian political groups, both public and private, and even certain presidential campaigns are polling and surveying the public in the lead-up to the June 28 election. Polls try to predict how many people will vote, which affects the odds of different candidates, and they also try to measure how electable each candidate is. Some political analysts and pollsters, however, claim that some officials have told them to keep quiet about the results because they are afraid that societal unrest could break out if their forecasts didn't match up with reality. The Iranian leadership seems extremely cautious about the prospect of post-election rebellions, especially in light of the post-election turmoil that occurred in 2009. However, government-owned polling agency managers are reluctant to provide their data for fear of alienating elected leaders in the years after the election. When a new president, cabinet minister, or other Iranian leader takes office, it is common practice to appoint a large number of trusted persons to fill up the ranks. Managers at polling places would want not to be among the first fired by the next government. But for different reasons, some government agencies opt to release their results to the public. The polling agency, which is part of the Culture, Art, and Communications Research Center, is an example of this year. Among government agencies, it is the first to release research findings from a study that ran from June 11 to the 13th. Despite claims that the study used countrywide telephone interviews, the Culture Ministry-affiliated institute has remained tight-lipped about the exact sample size. A number of prominent and easily traceable social media users have cited the findings of this survey. First, the analysis predicts that between 51% and 56% of eligible voters cast ballots in the election. Following the Guardian Council's endorsement of one reformist candidate, the majority of observers, including those from other polling companies, have also projected a turnout of approximately half. Even with Masoud Pezeshkian's candidacy, gloomy commentators predict a turnout of closer than 40%.